Dude, mashed potato and carrots with curry sauce or Indian spices in it. Of course, salt and pepper and some butter in there to make it nice and smooth. A nice oven baked or grill, whatever, smoked ribs, right? Like barbecue ribs. You can do Indian style again because we all like Indian spices. I think that's the type of food that these women should need because they're really fucking fat. And I bet they eat this triple for every meal every day, right? When they go to the McDonald's, they get a double McRib with triple French fries and some chicken nuggets on the side. This is what we call a torta.
I wouldn't say that you're obese, okay, but it's like medically, so, you know.
So like for
example, you're medically obese though.
Yes. And
I've been
just
medically obese since I was like 12
let
and I was not obese.
the message be known. Don't shoot the messenger. That's me. Excuses to go.
Yo, sub for 34 months. Can you give me a shout out?
Jesus, man.
My name is Mark.
What?
Yes. When I see this, champ, guys.
Who are these fat whales?
Chat. Every time I see this, chat, I cannot stop thinking chat about this, guys.
What face?
Am I the only one, chat? Every time I see it.
It's because of the pants, dude. If you're fat,
Category 5
you have fat ass legs, wear a dress like this woman. Dude,
welcome back to
we know you're
I'm
fat,
John.
but wearing pants, tight pants, it's just...
fit women
oh,
and fat women.
yeah.
A friendly reminder,
you
if
look,
you're writing a hate comment,
you look like a baby. Like an actual baby. You're built like a baby. We have a massive head and a massive body and these short, tiny little limbs. That's what you look like.
Physique is in your control.
But you're so fat, we don't need to see all that, man. Just wear a dress. Wear a dress, lady.
She has a question. I have a question. When you mean physique,
and for the men out there,
like, what exactly are you trying to?
I think
just don't be fat.
Why is these questions that are kind of like philosophical or whatever, right?
Just don't be fat.
If it's more than
the only
50%,
solution.
Yes.
I really don't need to say anymore.
So, it's okay, in my opinion, to say most of your physique is under your control. A massive part of it, not all of it, and I agree with that. You could say, oh, dude, I had this thing and I can't do anything about it. Yeah, I agree. But a lot of it you can. So
is like the shape and size of your body. Why were you hesitating?
Because, you know, there's a lot of different illnesses around. So, like, I have family members that have like thyroids and they can't gain weight or they can't lose weight. But I think that they can manage to stay at a place that's going to be healthy for them. To me, personally, I do feel like I can be at a better place. I'm working on it, and that's my goal. So.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think that definitely people have ailments, there's different diseases and all that, but I think at the end of the day,
that's just
what
an
you can do, the best physical peak for your personal body is in your hands. You may
actually, an interesting story. I'm Dutch, right?
Like your ideal situation,
and in the Netherlands, during and after the Second World War, there was a famine, right? So we call it the Hunger Winter because it was just a famine, basically. People didn't have food, so they eat the tulip leaves because they grew the tulips, but during the wars, in between the wars, right? For money. But then the poverty came and the famine came, so they had to eat it. And tulip leaves, they're not good. They're bitter, they taste like shit.
Sit on your ass all day, do actually nothing.
Right? What they discovered is a lot of the children were in the womb at the time because the mothers were starving.
You put in that effort,
they
right? You made
had certain genes that were activated, which made them store more fat. Right? So they became overweight. So what you see is oftentimes in the places where there's the most poverty and people are the most starved, people out there, they get obesity. Or you also see this on Pacific Islands, where they're in the middle of fucking nowhere, so they're starved. And then the Americans come in, they build a McDonald's there, and the people get to eat a bunch, and they become so fucking fat.
Eat the food. Go to the
right?
bathroom.
That's an interesting phenomenon where it's kind of a weird. You don't usually associate poverty with being fat. Because if you're poor, how are you going to eat a lot? Well, that's because there's a genetic condition that happens when mothers that are pregnant get starved, where the children will be fat. They're more likely to be fat because they actually store all the fat. But you grow up in the USA.
That's going to be so much cheaper than me
from a rich family. You eat good, and your parents ate good. Your whole bloodline ate well, and then you come up with random excuses for being fat as fuck, when in reality it's just you. It's always been you. It's just you, man.
Eternally, I always save money by just going to the grocery store and buying ingredients.
I agree with you on that, but I can go get a frozen meal sometimes for $1.50, $2, where if I want to cook a whole meal, like depending on what all the ingredients I'm getting, that could be $10.
So you'll get more.
What? Guys, this is not a hateful, this is just science. You know, to maintain all this juice, like, you must be cooking a fuck ton. Like, yeah, it's gonna be expensive. You're buying a bunch of groceries, a bunch of pasta, a bunch of shit. Bro, guys, look at whales. Whales in the sea, right? The massive whales. Google how much calorie they have to intake to maintain that weight. It's fucking insane.
Yeah, they eat.
They have to constantly
what whales do in a day,
like,
they are so massive.
$10.
So you'll get more.
Right?
Yes, but still, you have to think from people
they
who
swim
have, like, no money,
without barely moving. They
no
come
money.
up to the water to get oxygen every now and then.
For a week's amount of food.
But other than that, they just swim and swim and swim, gape their mouth open, and hope the fishies swim in. Because if they don't, they just starve. They're so big. They're too big. They're too big, not for the ecosystem, because the ecosystem can't support it. They're too big for themselves. You cannot have a lot of whales because they just don't have enough food to eat.
Food costs,
that's why.
Also privilege when it comes
that's
to
why the massive dinosaurs and all that
like if you work a full-time job,
went extinct.
If you have kids and stuff,
because
the time, it's just
when the climate
I enjoy cooking,
when the climate wasn't tropical anymore, and there wasn't enough support for a lot of animals in a dense area,
of chicken,
and the winters came in and all that. They just didn't have enough food. Even the ones that didn't get obliterated, which a lot of dinosaurs would have gotten obliterated, right? The ones on the other side of the world that didn't die, they would have just starved. Because they can't support, and the animals that did survive were the small ones, like the little critters and the bugs. That's why there's a lot of mammals now, and that's why there's a lot of bugs now. And that's why the remnants of the dinosaurs, which are chickens and birds, are small. They're all small. The only big ones evolved later to be big. The predators, they aren't big because they were predators back in the day. They were big because they evolved to be predators later, after the dinosaurs already died.
I just want to say that I didn't step forward because I have PCOS and I just recently got diagnosed with it. So with PCOS, it's so much more difficult.
And that's why the biggest animal is a mammal, elephants. And that's why the biggest animals are all in the ocean.
I didn't step forward because I have PCOS.
The land animals don't even come close because it's just, there's deserts and there's not enough earth. Even if you're in a fertile area in France or Europe, there's just not enough food to go around, right? The only place that supports really big animals are around the tropics. That's what they're in India, in Africa, because that's where there's a density. There's more density in bio.
What I want my physique to look like. It's
organisms
just
there,
so much
right?
harder. It's not
so they just get to eat more.
But it is.
We can fix it.
It's something
and we
that
can fix it. PCOS, we can fix
Sorry
it.
Sorry to cut y'all off, but Brie, I just wanted to hear from you.
The question, like, your body is in your control. I just think it is not 100% in your control. To say it's like black and white, you can change it or you can't, is just crazy. It's just so nuanced. I really appreciated you bringing up the food access that you have, the knowledge access, your socioeconomic status. I go to the gym, I sit there, and I'm like, if only everyone had access and the free time to do this. I'm sure so many other people would love to do that, but people...
They don't have to. It's, like I said, working out is not a big part of weight loss.
Are struggling, they need to pay their rent, they can't just allot that time, they need to prioritize. And I think that's ultimately what is really sad.
The only thing you need to do to lose weight is to not
I'm sorry,
eat.
I disagree. Like, there's some of us who are on the fit side that don't
you
have
lose
that
weight,
I wake up at
the only
4
way to do it
a.m.,
is
have
to
a full-time
starve.
job,
You need to starve.
I get it done.
Exercise doesn't do anything.
It doesn't
It does
matter.
not
I
do
want to be
anything.
The highest version
Right?
of myself, the most evolved version.
The reality is, the people that are the most active and the people that are the least active, they burn roughly the same amount of calories. The only time you notice you actually burning calories is when you go from sitting in your office every day to just working out every day and go for a walk every day, whatnot. Then you notice it for like a week. But after that, your body adjusts and you just don't, because it's more efficient now, right?
She has to show up.
But your life allows it.
Even the most.
No, exactly.
I
Right?
surround myself.
Think about this.
If
you spend a lot of time running, right, doing marathons and whatnot, the way you get better is not to have more energy to run further. The way you get better is to get more efficient. That's what you do. You get more efficient. That's how you get good at sports. That's how you get good at exercise. You get more efficient. So you don't burn all the calories that you take in.
It looks like I'm working super hard. I make these choices like
bodybuilders eat a lot of food because they need to grow, not because they spend so much energy working out. No, because they need to grow. Right?
Is my point.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that it's as hard for me as someone who's overweight.
Action doesn't take that much energy. Your body is very efficient.
I believe it can be done. I believe it can be done, but I think
building up does take a lot of energy.
The cold hard truth is, it's a lot more work to maintain or gain that weight than it is to lose it. I'm not going to debate this.
Yes,
it's
true,
not
true,
up to debate.
true,
This is
true,
a fact.
true.
It's a lot more work to get the food, eat the food, do the things that are around the food, like dishes or whatever, go to the bathroom or whatever, than just not eating as much food.
Look at the juicer.
For the different circumstances that
this is what happens when you spend all your time doing something. When you spend all your time doing one thing, just streaming or just YouTube, right? If you do the same, if you just spend all your time working or having a hobby and doing that, you spend all your time doing something, you will not be fat. You will not be fat. The amount of food you need to eat in a day to get to this point, you need to spend hours every day. You need to spend €100, $100 every day on food.
And then we'll stop right there and move on to the next.
It's ridiculous, man.
Body positivity can promote unhealthy habits. Please step forward.
Look at the exercise fitness channels. They all say, when it boils down to it, if you want to get buff, if you want to get a physique, right?
Any possibility that you could
really,
change something or improve your
it's not about the exercise.
Just blindly accept yourself. I think that's working.
It's not about the exercise.
I don't look like how I looked when I was 20. So body positivity
right.
is
they talk about how to do it well, proper form, so you didn't get injured, because
40, 50,
doing exercise wrong is bad for your health. You might as well just not do it, because you're blowing out your every bone in your body, right? You need to do it properly. That's one thing they teach, because otherwise it's not healthy. If you do it properly, you get to burn, or you get to build. But the hardest part about exercise is not even doing the exercise, it's eating. You need to eat much. You need to eat a lot. That's by far the hardest. Just eating a lot is very hard.
Yeah, definitely body positivity.
So I actually have a lot of respect for these fat people. They're so dedicated to their craft, and they spend so much time and so much money.
Yeah, I think the pendulum has switched to the furthest extreme.
To be so massive.
I think body positivity was created because
it's
there wasn't
really
a space
inspirational
for people who
it's just
could have acceptance in bigger bodies. And I think it's just gone to the furthest extreme now. And
not enough space.
Like, women come in all shapes and sizes, right? And every woman is beautiful. And I think that you should really be confident in your body and the way that you look, you know, wake up feeling your best. But I feel like especially on social media and in society today, this body positivity movement, I've seen like multiple times where there's like obese women promoting body positivity. And it's like, I wouldn't want like my
What's
kid.
obese for you?
Like an unhealthy lifestyle.
No,
like
but
overweight.
what's obese for you?
Obese, like a medical. Like
for
medically
me,
obese.
if you see me, you consider me obese?
I wouldn't say that you're obese, but it's like medically, you know.
So like for example.
So you're medically obese though?
No,
yes.
I've been medically obese since I was like 12 and I was not obese.
Well, does anybody here? Would anybody? Here explain what they mean by medically obese?
Exactly.
Like when you go to the doctor's office and you get weight on a scale and they'll tell you, oh, you're a little bit overweight, or they'll say you're morbidly obese, you're
because of your
whatever
height.
these things. So like if you look at me, you would be like, oh, she's a little plus size, but I am technically.
No, okay. Nobody said that. Okay. Nobody said. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Like if you look at me, you would be like, oh, she's a little plus size, but I am.
Chat. Who is we? Chat. Who is we and who is you? I'm neither group, chat.
I am technically considered obese.
So
by my doctors.
And I was obese at, I think it's 30 BMI. Now the BMI we've come to learn that it's a little bit tricky now.
Right. It's not the most accurate.
Right.
But that's what it's based off.
Yeah.
But so correct. But now that when I was a size 14, I was considered obese. It's smaller than we think.
I think an obese person, and this is not, you know, calling absolutely anybody obese, but I think a person that can be considered obese will not be able to go on walks. They will lose their breath. For me, because I am a person that I'm big, but like I said, I'm still able to go on hikes and I won't lose my breath.
If you go on a walk, chat, and you're not losing your breath, chat, you cannot be obese. It's a new rule, chat. It's the new, guys, this is the doctor that's telling you what the fuck is up.
I can go on runs, I can exercise. So if for the doctors I'm obese because of the size and the stuff that I am, for the doctors, for me, it is not the way that it works because an obese person, I've had friends who are...
On the runs, bro, okay, if you're not jogging or walking, if you're running, no disrespect. If you're that big, you're running, brother, her knees are fucking dying. They're screaming, chat. I can hear them all the way over here.
You're gonna explode.
Her entire legs are fucking, it's dead. It's dying.
We go on walks and they're losing their breath.
So for you, obesity is just the
stress
health parameter of how physical you can be.
Yes,
it's not
they
physical manifestation of the body.
What the doctor says
they explode.
that bad word,
the kneecap, it just
he's looking on a chart
splits off.
versus saying you can't.
How many people have been bad
But listen, he's not saying you're ill and you can't walk up that hill.
I've had doctors say that to me.
You go, I have that. I'm
say that
obese
to
and
me.
I can still walk up that hill.
What?
And that's what's fabulous about it, right? It doesn't automatically mean you're ill, but also down the road, absolutely, it's going to mean you're ill.
Chat, if the doctor uses a bad word, chat, what a mean doctor. Sir, you are obese. How dare you? I'm gonna post this on Twitter. Sir, you have severe autism. How dare you, bitch? You have autism. Autist freaking bitch ass. Like, what?
Lucky with your genetics currently, down the road, it's not going to be the same story.
But this is the thing, you think they're genetics, but since I was really young, I'm active. I'm an active woman.
I never said you're not active.
No, I know, but I'm just responding to what you're saying. I know you're not saying that I'm not active. I'm responding to what you're saying about the doctors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I have had doctors tell me that.
Tell you what?
That I'm obese and that I cannot exercise, that why am I not exercising, why am I not doing the effort. There's doctors that have bad diagnosed me for things that I've never had. And I've gotten medicated for things that I've never had. So it's like, it's different.
They're killing us too. So
just we went down a tangent for a minute. I want to.
Oh my God, you've been
we're talking about body positivity, whether we think it promotes unhealthy habits. We're going to bring in our disagreeer.
Oh my God.
And then consider the combo.
So I didn't step forward because I really hate the toxicity.
Oh, we know why you didn't step forward. Okay, that was rude, chat. That was rude. I'm not.
So I didn't step forward because I really hate the toxicity that has come from people being like, oh, body positivity promotes obesity and blah, blah, blah. I hate that so much. I think there is like the minutest people who are doing that. The vast, vast majority, I do not think promote obesity. Body positivity, to me.
What is this?
That's a cool seal.
Who like this?
Is just loving your body, accepting your body how it is, and not hating yourself. Like, you shouldn't have to wake up every day
let me just say,
you're 400 pounds and
she's wrong.
Yourself.
I don't even need to hear her argument.
You know, I don't think anybody should
be
hating themselves.
To support a statement, you only need one argument. If the argument works, it works, and there's nothing that can make it
like, for
not
example,
work. No argument against it makes
they
it
hate
not work.
Themselves, whatever. But I gotta be honest with you, the people that truly hate themselves, they do something about it.
Body positivity.
When something bothers you so
people
much,
that are fat,
hate yourself, brother, like,
know that being fat is unhealthy.
It's like some
body positivity says, yes, but it's okay.
They don't really hate themselves.
Okay.
Lizzo gets called out so much.
Body positivity
like, oh
says,
God, she's out there with her ass and stuff. Like,
yes, you can be fat,
so
and there's no problem with that.
Chapel Roan, who, God, I love
being healthy
was that Gumball
is a good thing. Not being healthy is a problem because you want to be good.
Online saying, oh, so why she have her ass
but then
out?
there's this thing that says,
people inherently hate fat
yeah, but there's actually nothing wrong with that.
I actually
so there's not a
disagree
problem
with that because I do see people hating
so what
on Chapel Roan
you make,
the way that she looks.
What happens here is
it
says unhealthy. Being unhealthy is not a problem.
Always is.
So
people like to see
what people think now
body type and
is
person in video games,
being unhealthy isn't bad, right?
Like saying,
so they can be unhealthy without feeling guilty about it. So they can keep up their unhealthy habits and not be willing to change because they think that there's nothing wrong with it, right? You change to be better.
But I meant like
you change to
of hate that Lizzo gets
get something that will improve your life, right?
Much smaller.
And that's also being good. That's being wealthy. That's being famous. That's being successful. That's being healthy.
Was that what I heard?
There's going to be hate on both sides.
Being unhealthy is bad in every way, so it's just bad.
Compared to Chapel Roan, like,
there's no benefit from being unhealthy. There's none.
Okay, there is none. Lizzo, and you know,
I have a question. About Lizzo.
Okay, 30 seconds ago. Okay, one last. Okay, 13:23 is where we're at. Here.
People are treated like, for example, Lizzo gets called out so much on like, oh my God, she's out there with her ass and stuff. Like, it's so disgusting. Like, you're not hating yourself. Like, you shouldn't have to wake up every day because you're 400 pounds and hate yourself. Like,
yeah,
you know,
but that's just not what it's doing.
Hating themselves. So that to me is what body positivity is about.
Link it. I'm not doing it. Just link it.
It's not about hating yourself. It's about striving to be healthy. It's about fixing a problem. You don't hate yourself. You hate your situation. You dislike your situation, so you change it because it's a problem. There are problems in life that get to be solved. You have so many problems in your life. You can solve every single one of them.
And was eating
not in your lifetime, but you can solve every single one of them, right? Individually, you can solve every single one of them.
Oh my God, how many people are watching this? This is absolutely, I just...
So, you solve the problem, and if you have a movement that says there is no problem, then people aren't going to solve that problem because they think there isn't one, right? So it promotes unhealthy habits. Because if it didn't exist, people would have been solving the problem and wouldn't have had these habits anymore, right? So it promotes it, because relatively speaking, right, you have more people with unhealthy habits with the movement. You have less without it.
So why she have her ass out? You know, it's like, it's a double standard.
It's not about body positivity.
But
you can have a movement that says, don't be delusional and hate yourself for every problem that's in your life. Because life is unfair. Not everything is your fault.
I disagree with
there are a lot of things that are your fault. And by refusing to acknowledge problems, you are at fault. However,
Post,
if you are acknowledging your problems, there are just parts of your life that you have been dealt a bad hand with. You can solve it. You can acknowledge the problems, work to solve it, or you can just be delusional, and then it's your fault. If you are delusional about it, then it's your fault.
Of her doing this amidst all her other ones of her trying to be healthy.
Can I go on the opposite side of that, like with Lizzo? There's like Eugenia Clooney. She's a very petite, tiny woman. Why are people saying, oh, good job, Lizzo, like good job for eating healthier, but like when Eugenia Clooney's like trying to eat something like...
But is Eugenia Clooney allowed to have hashtag body positivity?
She does sometimes. So she promotes herself literally wearing like tiny outfits, showing her body.
That was my whole point, is like these extremes are hijacking it.
Yeah,
I agree.
They're not good representation.
Yeah,
no.
Like the algorithm, they will push out the most extreme cases because they get the most views, and that's what people want to see.
Chad, didn't she lose a lot of weight though? Chad.
Oh, it's just Ozempic. That's not.
She lost a lot of weight though, no?
That's not a problem she fixed. She just made a new problem, right? You thought I have a problem. I make a new problem, so I get to forget about it. Right? I get addicted to drugs, so I get to forget about this. Right? Oh, you have ADHD? Well, I'm just gonna take Adderall. I'm gonna take Adderall, create a new problem, so I get to forget about the other one. Now I have a bigger problem, a more massive problem.
That do bad or do certain.
Dude, that's why drugs are fucking stupid.
Yes, it's dangerous.
They're fucking stupid. Have a problem, you fix the problem. You don't create a new one. That's what drugs is. You create a new problem
no matter who you
so you can forget about the old one. But there is still you still have two problems. If you fix the new one, you're just gonna be reverse your perspective, and you have the other problem still.
Like, what do we define as drugs?
I think,
guys, the Ozempic hate is, I think, wrong. I gotta be honest, chat. I don't agree with it. Okay, guys? Not everybody has all the options, all the whatever. If something helps them get out of something, so be it. Guys, stop being this purist. You have to lose weight the way I tell you to. I want you to lose weight, but I want you to do it the way I want you to. It has to be healthy with salads, with whatever. Dude,
so I think there are multiple solutions to this type of problem, or more accurately, there are many factors that
if you hate yourself,
work to solve the problem or make it worse. You can bend the factors in the way you want them to, right? So there's really only one solution, one optimal solution, but you don't have the time to do all that. So you split it up in different sections, and you fix those smaller problems, and then you can say there's multiple solutions that way, right? Even though all of them combined really is the one solution, there's just multiple parts to the solution, and you don't have to have the perfect solution. You can just do it gradually, do it your way.
But they were incredibly strong.
Taking drugs is not one of that.
At that time, I was just
so obsessed. You have multiple factors that make you fat.
Pretty much my whole...
The hair is disgusting.
A new magical drug that's gonna fix that is not one of those factors, so it's not a part of the solution. You get your factors in line. Taking the drug,
just the culture, American culture
that is a different factor that's completely outside of it, and doesn't fix any of the previous factors that are gonna make you fat. In fact, it's gonna make you addicted, and it's gonna make it worse.
Even as an adult,
it's gonna make you addicted, so you have a new problem. Like I said.
The weight back.
That's why, yeah, you can have multiple solutions.
And I go, gosh darn,
you can approach it from different angles.
However, prescription weight loss drug that was prescribed
taking
by a
drugs
doctor,
is just
I was able to
never
drop
a solution.
Quickly. I used it as a biohack. I used it short term.
I don't take drugs. I never took drugs. I don't do drugs.
The weight is off.
I don't take drugs recreationally.
You have to know how to
I don't take drugs at parties. I don't take drugs from a fucking doctor because the doctors are not to be trusted. They're just trying to sell you to get you addicted. So you get to pay more money to them, right?
The food doesn't go in you, and you don't.
Never take drugs. Even the ones that tell you they're good, they're not good. They're shit.
It's a controlled substance. It's hardcore, but it takes the thought process out of your mind. That thing, that monster that always tells you you're going to get your next serotonin kick by that food, and you're hyper-focused on eating, and it takes that monster, it stops talking. So now, when the monster stops talking, you go, I can control this. I can make changes in my lifestyle. in order to make healthier decisions to keep the weight off that I just lost with this drug. And, you know, yeah.
I was so desperate to lose weight. I was like on TikTok scrolling through, and like they were sharing like, oh, this drug does this and this is that. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and just blindly buy this thing, and showed up at a horrible time.
Do you know what kind of drug it was?
It was a pill that I took, and it like suppressed my want to eat food. But it also like had some really bad side effects. Like when I would eat, I would feel sick after, and I realized like, oh, I'm feeling horrible.
Yeah, that's very normal. Chat, I could bring up about this, chat. If you suppress your want to eat, your stomach does some weird thing, whatever, right? It's like digesting itself or some shit like that, and it's like tightening or some shit like that. And whenever you do eat, it's kind of like, ugh, it's kind of stuck. Real or false? Yeah, okay, chat.
Real.
Okay, yeah, see? Yeah.
All the time, and having this energy low and like just feeling physically sick.
How long were you on it?
I was on it for 2 months maybe.
Did you lose weight?
I lost some weight, but as soon as I got off of it, I gained all of that weight back.
Yep. You have to know what to do once you're there. Exactly. What are you gonna do?
Exactly. It was like the crutch, and like you just relied on it so much, and then once it was gone, you had to do your own thing, and
you had to figure it out.
You had to figure it out, and the pill was doing all that for you, and then for me, I gained more weight than I lost when I was on it.
Probably called habits. I think if you use that time to make that habit like what you normally do, and you get into that routine, it can help to get onto that habit of eating less. It's a thing.
Let's bring in our disagreeers.
So I've heavily considered taking Ozempic, but I've decided not to because you either have to stay on that drug long term to keep those effects, or if you get off of it, most people are going to gain the weight back. So I'm no longer interested in anything that is not a complete lifestyle change. Like for me, I have learned over.
It has to be pure, it has to be perfect weight loss so I don't lose weight. Guys, if you're going to lose weight a certain way, I say no. I choose to be fucking massive. I'm a torta. And you should be too, if you're not gonna do it right.
Over the years, that I would prefer to be fat and happy than thin and miserable. So like right now, I'm just trying to, you know, eat less processed food, you know, stay away from like sodas and stuff for the most part. But I will never count calories, like, or because to me that leads to disordered eating habits.
For you?
For me personally. Yes. I'm not talking for everyone.
You can't count calories because you would lose count.
To be honest, you don't need to count calories at all.
Let's be honest.
The only thing you need to do
for everybody, but for me personally, and I do think for a lot of people, it can lead to disordered eating.
Kind of circling back to the topic
go
about
look
taking weight loss drugs.
At your parents, go look at your siblings.
I worked really hard for my
and
body,
eat with them,
and I'm
okay?
like a very big
and
believer
only
in
eat
that
with
phrase.
them.
Like, if you wanted to, you
and
could.
when you do that,
you
will fix your problem.
If you lost
right?
your weight,
because
and you look
everybody
back
else,
like,
everybody eats normal meals a day.
That was 100%
is not
all
fat.
me. I didn't need no help. I didn't need no cheat codes.
If
like,
you
this
eat
was the work that I put
more
in, and I got
than
the results
3
that
meals
I
a day,
and that was the mindset that I wish that I had
very big meals,
before
you
I took
are fat.
Yeah.
Because like
it's
I was
that
super naive.
simple.
I
You
was
don't
like
need to
18
count
years old,
anything.
and I
You don't need to pay
no
attention.
About anything.
Losing weight
and
is
I was
so
looking for a quick fix
easy.
'cause all
Just
these
starve
people
yourself.
Just
starve yourself. That's all you need to do. You don't need to count anything. Just make sure you're always hungry. Make sure you're always hungry and you lose weight. It's so easy.
You
don't need to count because there's a feeling that makes you feel when you lose weight. Or there's a feeling that you can experience that's pleasant, but
changing your lifestyle
you will feel that and know that you're losing weight.
That's really ultimately what it is. If you're not ready to commit to the lifestyle change,
isn't that
that's
an interesting food for thought?
People do these quote-unquote shortcuts.
That you don't even need to pay attention because your body itself makes you feel and notice when you lose weight.
It was this quick fix, and now that it's you know, they get off it, like everything mentally, like that they were at when they were at a bigger weight is still there because they didn't put in that mental work, like doing it on their own.
For example, we gotta reset. I'm getting this.
And even better, if you starve yourself every day and make sure you always have the feeling every time you wake up, eventually you don't feel it anymore, but you are in the habit of starving yourself and dying slowly of malnutrition.
Right. I would definitely agree. Fit women are more attractive than like plus size women, only because me having this body, it shows that I can commit to something, right? And it shows that I'm hardworking. So I feel like men looking at my body can see, oh, okay, she's dedicated. She put in the work, and that
she's right with her that she's sitting down. Like everything else she's
so that
wrong.
Kind of shows that we have something in common, something that we can work on together.
Okay, the reality is, if you're a woman, you don't need to do shit to be attractive. You are either ugly or you're hot.
If you are fit,
there's no in between.
I'm saying fit. Go to the gym, whatever, right? A girl.
You're either ugly and we're repulsed because you're ugly. You're either you're ugly, but we can tolerate you because we know you and we're your family.
Even though,
you are either hot, but we aren't attracted to you because you're a family member, or you are either hot and we are attracted to you, and that's all you need, right?
The beauty standards, people will like looking
at. By most men's standards, you are hot. Probably you are hot. You might not be the most hot out there, but you are hot. Nothing you do changes that, okay?
It stops there.
You die in a car crash, you're still hot.
For sure.
If you're ugly, you always stay ugly.
Can we bring in the disagreeers?
I feel like I'm gonna get
no hard work bullshit. We do not care about your personality, man. If you're crazy, we don't care. If you're a bitch, you're a bitch, we don't care. If you're the most
this person looks nice,
the most perfect, smartest, kindest woman on earth, we do not care. Okay? We do not care.
No, it's all good.
I'm bisexual, so I love women. I love women.
Yes, all the bisexuals.
I think all women are beautiful. I've had relationships.
It is subjective, but society agrees, and most people agree with certain traits.
But if you're a woman, how much money you make does not matter.
People, yes. So even though somebody might be
your education does not matter.
Say, hey, this is still pretty attractive. I like that.
Cool. Your habits do not matter.
But with other factors, right?
The only thing that matters is how you look. The only thing that matters is that you're hot. If you're not hot, you're ugly.
For most people,
that's the only thing that matters. Yes. There's nothing else. There's nothing more.
Women, there are fake.
The only thing that matters.
And I can tell you
remarkably easy to be attractive if you're a woman.
The most beautiful
remarkably
ones
easy.
Have had a personality that I cannot work with. Me, personally. Me. So, and it comes from a place that the way that I grew up, the way that they grew up, thoughts, minds, you surround yourself with people that you like, that is like you. Your personality has more beauty than the way that you look.
Your physical look. Yeah, but it's attraction though. Like you're talking the barrier of entry. The barrier of entry to see somebody's personality is usually what they look like. Okay, then this lady, then go up to a tweaking ass, a homeless.
Okay, let me explain how it works, right?
Are you really gonna get this person?
This is how relationships work, or getting in a relationship works.
Fucking not. That's just because it's just what it is.
Men do all a bunch of things that makes them attractive. Women show subtly who they're attracted to and who they're not attracted to.
Looks will disappear. My grandma, she used to be a very
then the men will look around.
In the Philippines, my grandpa the same way.
Right. So technically, the woman makes the first move in a way, but it's more of a showing social cues than any sort of investment, right? The woman isn't supposed to be the first one to show they're invested. Okay, just the first one to show that they are open for the man to invest, because if they don't, then the men are just going to be investing in everyone and they just don't have the time for that. So then the men hopefully realize that and they try to impress the women that they like. They look around, they like certain women, they try to impress them.
My boyfriend can still love me, but maybe
the woman says
I am personally.
I think people like to be like, oh,
decides
it's
whether or
gonna be
not
the
she's
fit woman
impressed,
is more
whether or
attractive than the
not
plus
she's
size woman. I just
interested.
don't think that's true. Like,
Right,
there's
as a
lot of beautiful
response,
fit women. There's
and
also
that's
a
the
lot of
first
not very
move.
beautiful
That's
ones.
is that
Right.
investment.
You know what I mean? To assume that size will always equal more attractive.
And
I
then
just
you
think
get
is,
in a
like,
relationship.
Silly. It's a case by case basis.
Because I'm more on the healthy side.
Well, you can be thin and not.
It's a case by case basis, right?
But it's
if
quite
some,
easy.
If some attractive guy says, "Hey,"
Woman
it's
shows
flirty.
she's
If some
open.
tweaker says, "Hey,"
Man
it's
shows
sexual
he's
harassment.
invested.
So you have to apply
Woman
the standard across
chooses
the board, and if you're not willing to do
whether or
something, I'm
not
not
she
receptive to those
accepts.
arguments.
Yeah, very clear.
That's the
biggest issue I have with what you
thing that's
said,
going on.
I
That's
disagree
all you
with
need to
you.
do.
I think as a fit girl as well, fit girlies, but I still disagree with you because there's beautiful women who are in bigger bodies. Like I feel like it's an arrogance almost to be like, oh, because I'm fit, I'm more attractive.
It's not an insult taken. It's the world you live in. If you want to agree with it or not, it's irrelevant. That's gonna be your experience with the world. So if you want to say that's not true, it's an insult take, and you go and interact with the world, you're gonna get clapped. The world is gonna get taken by storm, and you're gonna go crazy.
Attractive, like that's it's ridiculous. And the biggest issue I have was what you said about men being attracted to you more just because you're fit. I think that that's basing your worth on a man. And I'm married, as a married woman saying that, I just don't understand what that has to do with the principle of just physical attractiveness. That has nothing to do with if someone else deems you as attractive. It's like just solely based on the physical. So I 100% disagree with you.
I was debating actually stepping forward because of just what society has taught me my whole life is like, that is more beautiful, that is more beautiful, that is more beautiful. And I've really had to work on unlearning that, like for so many years. When I was like, 19, 20, I was like, oh, the reason I'm not in a relationship is because I'm fat. Like I need to lose weight and then I'll become in a relationship, then someone will love me. And I thought that for so many years. And like my self-confidence was like down here. And I really had to work on unlearning that. And I'm still trying to unlearn that. But like I have learned over the years that people are attracted to different things. So if you ask one person, they're gonna tell you, oh, this is what I'm attracted to. And if you ask someone else, they might have a completely different answer. So I think attractiveness is subjective. I think when it comes to society 100% says skinnier is better.
I mean, I hear a lot of what you're saying, but I'm curious, anybody want to?
It's not skinnier, it's just less obese. Guys, I think wording is important here. It's not less obese, less massive is overall more attractive for most people. Because it's a numbers game. You're widening your interest group, right? So yeah, if you're absolutely fucking gigantic, if you're let's say a raid boss, right? We're talking like a last boss, huge, chicken on the elbows, stuff like that. Like chat, guys, you know TikTok chat.
It's a pecker.
Right? There are really people that
that's
that
the
want
pecker.
That's what they
pecker
like
evolution.
Right? But then, okay, but then you're narrowing the amount of people that.
That's the eagle. That's the 10 elixir, 12 elixir. The new 12 elixir, massive. Giant golem.
So, it's the numbers game.
Share like what is the type of body that you're attracted to?
Well, I'm gonna make some tea.
On men, other, or
well, I
opposite.
don't know. There's people who are attracted to So whether it's men or women, what kind of bodies are you attracted to?
Because I've been smaller and bigger. I am tall. I already am eliminating a majority of people because I'm 1 taller.
Now I wonder if these guys would date a guy that's kind of a barrel. That's like, would they?
Man, me. But you know what? Somebody on your show, Zach Miko.
Was that the tall guy?
It was the model.
Oh yeah.
The plus size model? He was
yes.
cute.
So
unfortunately married.
So it's like I have dated some fantastically gorgeous men, but when I feel most comfortable and myself and I can feel just kind of let it all out is a guy that's has some cushion. Gym people for gym people. And, and that kind of seems like unattainable, not my vibe.
No, I appreciate
I find it interesting that a lot of arguments they make about personality completely dissolves when now they're talking about what attracts them. It's almost like it's rules that apply to everybody else but themselves. That's just so weird to me.
The specificity.
So I do.
Guys, gym person for gym person only. Okay? But me, I have like a person that I got something to offer. Like if you talk to me like I'm so nice, that's what's attractive. But you guys though, no, you can only date that, whatever.
You have a type, but also like I've never dated before. So I'd say like my type goes from my type goes from like Prince Eric to Fluffy. Like, yes, the comedian Fluffy. I just feel like I could like hug him. Like he would give the best hugs and be like the best person.
It's a very wide range.
Yeah, a very wide range of a lot of infinites to that. But like I don't discriminate against like body type or anything like that.
It's funny because for me as a bisexual woman, like what I like in women versus what I like in men is like very different. So men, I'm very much like you. Like dad bods are kind of like what I'm the most attracted to. I don't want someone like super big, but I also don't like super skinny or like super buff. Like you have a little muscle, that's fine, but like the really buff guys, like not my thing. But for women, I like way more different kinds of women, like thin, big, like I don't know. I'm just way more attracted, I think, when it comes to different kinds of women. Like when I'm swiping on dating apps, like I'll maybe swipe on like 1 in every 20 men, and like women it's like 1 in 5. Women I just think overall are much more beautiful than men. Like even
and we have better profiles. Let's get
yes, that too.
All right, let's reset. It's okay for models to set a high standard for body image. Will the
oh man. Ooh, I almost snapped. Okay.
Agree or
I'm not gonna say it.
I did some modeling.
Okay, that's because inherently it's a lot easier for women to find dating partners, right? So, yeah, she gets a bunch that are big. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's just the way it is. It's a lot easier because guys, I mean, they'll say this to a bunch and they're barely gonna get any thing. For women, it's a lot easier. Okay, I'm not allowed to say that. Guys, I'm pretty sure some of the data about this was censored. Literally, I'm pretty sure that they end up not releasing a lot of stats for dating apps because it's socially damaging.
As a kid and as a teenager and even now as an adult, I did pinup. There's definitely like a high expectation and standard, especially like in runway modeling and things like that, because they push out these clothing and they only do it in certain sizes. There's standards that different companies have that they want to push out certain things. So like for pinups, they want you to look a certain way, they want you to do your makeup a certain way, they want you to dress a certain way for that style, and same thing for like Victoria's Secret.
Okay, if I want to show my product in the best way possible, I will put it on the person that I'll find the most attractive. That's something that I want people to want my product. I want people to buy my product. If I'm selling a bra, I want to get a nice fit girl that has nice breast size. That's what it would look like at its maximum. Okay? If I have a nice car and I get a massive fucking huge like torta, with the hand out, guys, buy my brand new Ferrari. Look, okay, I don't want to buy it anymore. It's a numbers game, like what?
But they want to promote lingerie, and there's a standard for each company, and they have to live up to that standard based on what they're trying to promote.
And personally for me, I always looked up to thin people. I always found them very beautiful. I was like, I want to be able to look like a Victoria's Secret model one day. It's okay to have a higher standard of beauty because it makes you want like, oh, I want to work harder on myself to achieve that type of body goal. I might not look exactly like them, like with the hips and everything, but I want to be able to look a healthy version of myself that looks something like that.
I think it's okay for models to have a higher standard of beauty because we are attracted to attractive things.
There you go.
A model is selling something. They're being
she's coming along, she's kicking in.
Hired to sell something, and they're gonna make it, hey, look at this, look at the dress I'm wearing. And you as a consumer, you don't wanna look at somebody that is going to go, ugh, I don't even wanna look at that person. What were they selling? I don't know.
Let's bring in our disagreeers. More disagreeers than I expected.
I completely disagree. I think we all forgot what modeling industry has done for women in our society. I think we kind of went blank for a second. I'm a journalism major, I have my degree in journalism, and growing up with certain magazines, and those women, just because they were thin does not mean they were healthy. Have y'all ever seen America's Next Top Model?
Yes.
There's a lot of detrimental things that were happening within that society, within that community. And I agree with you, yes, we all want to look at something aesthetically pleasing, but that varies. Also, the modeling industry is no.
America's Next Top Model, America's Torta. Like, it's worlds apart. The fact that it's like some end like comparison, brother, it's like some garage league dad, whatever. I mean, like, yo, dude, they do that in the fucking in the MLB. I mean, look at that home run, whatever, bro. You're not in that range. Like, what are we talking about?
For not being diverse.
I'm so confused.
Right. Hello. So I don't know. We just like blacked out for a second.
It's very diverse now. It was not when I started.
Yeah, but it's not that diverse now either. It's evolving, but I wouldn't go as far as saying it's that diverse. But I think that it can be very detrimental as a young woman. I think the body positivity movement kind of was created in juxtaposition because of the modeling industry of the 90s and early 2000s, how toxic that was.
Yeah, I do think we have come a long way, but we still have like much further to go. The average size of the woman in the United States is a size 16. So why are we not seeing that reflected more on runways and modeling and stuff? You know, I also have issues with
because it's okay to want something else. It's okay to like be like, this is not what we want, and why do you need to represent? It doesn't require representation. What?
When it comes to a lot of plus size modeling too, because a lot of plus size models, they have the curves, but they have no belly. And that's so unrealistic for most plus size women, where it's like, most plus size women, if you are a size 20 like I am, you're gonna have a stomach. And
most of those photos have been photoshopped.
Yeah, or they even put padding on smaller models to make them look bigger.
The standards keep changing. How many models do they need to show all the different body types for this to sell one dress?
Sounds like there's a tension between the market. If the data says more people clicked on this body, even if it's unrealistic.
Yes.
Put that body in the ad.
Yes.
But what you're saying is that doesn't.
Well, if there's a place that specializes in a bigger size and they advertise bigger size models, maybe that's just a better way to do it. But if you're buying from companies and things that are made to look a certain way and you're massive, I mean, you can't get mad that they're misrepresenting. That's their target audience, is those people. It's not you.
Unfair representation of the true customer.
Yeah, exactly, because then I'll like buy something that I saw on a plus size model who has a flat stomach, and then I put it on, and I'm like, oh, I hate this because it's clinging to like all the wrong parts. I just want to see something that looks, it doesn't have to look exactly like me.
I think for a long time people thought that diversity in sizes wasn't marketable. Like, I can't make money from showing all this diversity of sizes, but I think that there are new brands coming like Savage X Fenty with Rihanna.
Okay, hold on. Guys, there's a lot of clothing for women, like dresses, whatever, right? That are better for small breast, big breast, right? Nobody complains about that, right? Nobody complains about that because no, it's not for them, right? And that's something that they can't change. Imagine complaining about something that you can change, your weight. I find it to be such a weird dialogue to have. It's such a, that doesn't make sense to me.
She has proven that you can have diverse bodies and you can still market and sell. And let's be real, most consumers are not the models. They look different.
Women should be fit enough to protect themselves. Will the agreeers step forward?
This is something that I always say. Listen.
Always disagree. You know, wait. What?
No shame to people that are thinner, but I just think you're so.
Some motherfucker wants to attack you. You pull out a Glock. It doesn't matter if you're fit or not. Bullet taps, person, threat averted. GG.
Vulnerable when you're thin. Like if you're petite and you're frail and you're not strong enough to fight back, I don't think that's safe for you. I'm a proponent of like building muscle. That way you're sturdy. That way if someone tries to come up on me, they're going to feel something.
Right. I think we shouldn't have to.
Yes.
Like it sucks that we're in a society that we do, but we have to.
Yes.
You're prone to danger at any moment. Know some punches, know some locks. I don't know, but yeah, definitely stay prepared.
Yeah. As someone who trains kickboxing, boxing, and Muay Thai. At our facility, like we do offer like women's self.
Well, until you figure out that combat is mostly cardio and it's mostly stamina. But you're not prepared for shit if you're massive.
Defense classes and like no matter like what body size you are, I highly recommend every single woman to take at least one class just so you know the basics and just like for your own protection.
If you're a woman,
well, I got attacked by a dog once. When I was
if you get attacked, you're cooked.
I came out of this house and it came after me, and I was with a group of
the reality
friends.
is,
it comes up to the big one. Don't get me wrong, but it was scary.
When it comes to just being prepared against the world, if you're a woman, you just got unlucky.
Oh my gosh,
reality. People always pretend like women have it so hard in society, but that's just not true.
Even for your kids, you know, an emergency. Your
women have it hard in the world. The world is just harder on women by default because women are weaker.
Full potential energy. So yeah,
every single part of a woman is designed to protect small little weak children against the world. So women are just weaker against the world. So when societies were developed, they were made to protect women.
Because it doesn't hurt anymore, but when I was
women
young,
are not disadvantaged in society, they are advantaged in society.
It's fine, I'm over it. I know it wasn't my fault.
So you don't need to be strong, you need to have a society that protects women and not allows these bad things to happen, right?
Because of everything that was happening around me.
And yeah, if you're a woman, you probably just, it's probably just an effort that's completely irrelevant.
And I was 13, so it was like...
And it's something that just doesn't help. It doesn't help.
Pray. Because there was a cousin sleeping next to me, and I was like, please have her move. Please have her move so I can move. And she did. And as soon as she moved, I found a way to just push him. Like, I found a courage to push him off. It came from, I don't know where, but it came. And whatever happened after that. So it is a situation where, as women, we are subject to not just men, but to a lot of people, and where we need to find a way to protect ourselves, and not just us, as we're growing older. Like, we should be showing
things
our
you
children
can't protect yourself.
how
it's
to
not,
and who not to trust instead of judging them, instead of expecting from them.
There's so much out there.
And what works for them to find a courage.
You yourself, you can't do anything about it.
It's going to be a struggle
you
for
just
them
cannot do anything about it.
Yeah. So. Thank you for sharing that story.
I have abused my body. Will the agreeer step forward?
Like in a lot of states, you can have a weapon at home, right? All lawfully locked and all the safety precautions with proper training. Somebody wants to pull some shit, pull out a gun. they want to still pull some shit. Okay, well you might have to defend yourself. Well, no, not 13. I'm talking in general. I'm just talking in general.
Choked.
For the question itself, not for fucking that event. Like, what the fuck? Everybody knows this. Why are you pulling this on me? Why are you pulling this on me? Come on. What did I do?
Personally, for me, I've always suffered with anxiety and depression since I haven't grown up in the best areas. I used to self-harm in different ways. I suffered with like purging and everything, and like actual like physically cutting myself. Sometimes
right. So what I was
to, like,
saying was,
when I look in the mirror, I'm just like, what is wrong with you? And I was 13, 12, and around this time, I did not like the way I look. I'm not happy right now.
You get unlucky. You just get unlucky, and there's very little you can do about it.
I can control what I can do to myself.
So it's not like you should. Right. I think learning some self-protection,
take care of yourself with the resources
being more aware of
like, oh my gosh,
where you are and your surroundings, that's helpful.
I can control
it's good to do that.
Thoughts,
but
to let them out.
I don't think you should.
Most helpful.
It's not a requirement.
Meditation really was a big thing for me.
Definitely
I loved meditating. Whenever I had those,
because in the end, it's just not
like
gonna
noise, like those just thoughts in my head, like just talking, and I'm like, close your eyes, inhale, exhale, and just.
But it's just
breathe.
like
just find your center and.
When people ban things.
Yourself. That's really helped me a lot.
Addiction is
there are just some factors
that tells your
happen
brain
regardless that are going to be malicious regardless.
Yeah,
like you can do laws against everything, everything bad. You put a law against it. If it's bad, you just put a law and you ban it. Right? The reality is, some people they just do bad things and they don't care. Right? You're gonna get caught. You're gonna go to jail. They don't care. They don't give a shit. They're gonna do it regardless.
And you get a serotonin kick. Everybody has a vice because that's something cheap
if you
and
make
fast.
up a rule,
at some point,
you can't do this and that and that at this point in your life.
This lifestyle
no, they just don't care.
Up and down,
get
and how
unlucky,
I even abused myself, how I used to talk to myself, and you're not good enough.
There's no such thing
as thin enough.
Making you more fortunate through
until
inventing.
I changed the way I spoke to myself. Did a changes ever happen?
Through social stigmas.
I abuse my body a lot by being an emotional eater. Like I'm a very emotional person. Actually, I just found out last year that I have BPD. Ever since I was a teenager, I have struggled heavily with depression and suicidal thoughts, like all the time. Yeah, I have abused my body over the years, and I'm trying to love myself more, take better care of myself.
Don't try. Do
it.
Well, you say that, but it can be hard.
Make it easy. Make it easy. Make it easy to.
It's not bipolar.
It's. I'm not gonna be weird about this. I feel like the question was in the scope of the video was formulated for people to talk about abusing their body around weight and all that. I feel like it kind of went completely.
Speak to yourself in a kind
way. Something personality disorder. Bipolar is just bipolar disorder.
You don't want to be on this. You're a gift.
It's a personality disorder. It's.
Dare you take it that beautiful gift away? How dare you? You're not allowed to do that anymore, okay? You're here.
Personality disorders that make you act weird. You get
nice
your character is odd, right?
Your family members, how would they tell somebody else that's speaking to you that way to you?
Bipolar is a mood disorder. What that makes you do is, at certain points, you can usually not control, or you can, but there are certain factors that make this happen, right?
To like be kinder.
But you can
get either a certain mood, so that's like depressed, where you feel very low, you have negative emotions, you don't care about anything, you don't want to do anything. Or mania, where it's very high, you feel very emotional, you get happy all the time, sad all the time, angry all the time. You just go out and do stuff with zero thought, and you ruin your life that way, right? That's a mood disorder. It's very different. Personality disorders, they're more subtle, and they affect
it really messed me up, and it made me
they affect your personal relations because they're constant, right?
A few times,
you have to constantly deal with it. More so, other people have to constantly deal with it because you're the one that's wrong, right?
Family found out because
you're maladapted.
Think that way anymore. That's why I'm such a huge.
But anyway, every single psychological condition that's
you have to love
defined in certain ways.
In order to change
they're all just copium for people to act weird. So they have an excuse to act weird, right? But they know they're weird, they know there's something wrong with them, and they, instead of changing that, they invent a new term to cope with it.
Valuable tools or resources in your life to not abuse your body.
I think of like the
that's why self-diagnosis doesn't work.
I try to show up as her every single
you
day.
invent it to cope with it, which is one thing. The purpose. The other purpose is it helps other people understand you better,
She's
because they can put you in a bracket and they can apply strategies to deal with the problems of dealing with you.
I'm a very big believer in like if you say things out loud and manifest.
But if you just self-diagnose, there's there's nobody
you've abused your body
that knows about it. It's just you, and you get to cope with it. And you get to tell people, because people don't know, and you don't tell them ever what that actually implies and what is it like to deal with you.
Then they will come true, because eventually you do end up getting like that mentality switch, right? Like if you wake up and the first thing that you say to yourself like in the mirror is like, I'm ugly, you know? That's what you're gonna go about your entire day believing, you know? But maybe like writing something down, like having it like on the mirror and stuff, and starting every morning like smiling and with like positivity, then you'll carry that energy like through the entire day, the entire week, the entire month, and eventually like your entire life.
If you have a network of people that if you're feeling any kind of emotion or going through anything, having that kind of community to help you
what you actually do is
without doing some detrimental
you
harm
force
to
yourself to be happy
really amazing. And
through smiling. You smile at people,
nothing else, I hope
people smile back in habit. When people feel good, you feel good. When you fake feeling good, you will feel good. You don't pretend like you feel good. You just force a good feeling out of yourself.
Also, just adding to
you can use that. That works.
However, I sat down.
What is that?
I would cry.
There's a difference between noticing something in your head and actually feeling it. It's very different. If you say, I'm ugly, I'm ugly, I'm ugly, I'm ugly, I'm ugly, you never felt negative. You were just stating a fact.
To work.
You didn't say you feel ugly.
Make a better
you said,
choice.
I am ugly.
Change your body if it's.
Right, that's delusion. That's not a feeling. That's a delusion.
Before
or it's true. But then you're probably delusional about ever changing that fact because you can't change that fact.
I enjoyed the video. Sorry if you got cooked, guys. A lot of things were a little bit over the edge. Okay, a little bit over the edge. But when there's such a strong discord in the message, dude, I get caught up. Okay, I get caught up because I don't like it when you start doing this. It's almost like a mind control over people. I think it's kind of dangerous.
Yes. True. Anyway, I need to buy some groceries. I'm going to cook because I am a chef. But I'm also retired. I'm not a professional chef. I'm just retired and I'm a chef. I'm going to cook mashed potatoes with mashed carrots. I'm gonna put salt, pepper, butter, nutmeg, and garlic in it. And then I'm just gonna buy a slab of meat and throw it in an oven because it's easy that way. It's just really easy that way. That's about it. See ya.